What's up, boys? We are back with some more Last Epoch, and I think I found a cool little combo here where some of my spells can proc other spells, and then those spells can proc other spells, and then those spells can proc other spells, so I can just run around, my little lightning storms will proc meteors and stuff, and it seems like basically everything can die. I do think I need a few more levels to get some more skill points, and then I can add something else that will make it a little bit easier to run it automatically. I do need to hit with Gathering Storm occasionally, and then also I can channel Meteor for a little bit and it just deletes everything, but it also kind of deletes my mana because it triggers so many different spells at one time. Also do need to keep my minions up currently, because they generate a lot of Gathering Storm stacks for me right now. So, little boss thing that I have to kill, channel Meteor for a second, and then it should just die. Also, Leap Slam goes extremely far if you go to the corner of the screen like that. It's kind of funny. Whee! See if I can jump up there, hopefully. Nope. So channel Avalanche for a couple seconds and it should be dead. So the main thing is the Halvar's Pledge, 100% chance to cast Avalanche Boulder at a target when you critically hit with a spell. It does have a 1 second cooldown, but the Gathering Storm is very good for proccing that. And then I have this node which allows my minions, my Stormcrows, and the Totem to keep that stacked up for me. But eventually, once I get a few more levels on Avalanche, I think I can grab this and it should sustain itself, hopefully. But the main thing here is that Avalanche can trigger Earthquake, and all of the boulders from Avalanche have a chance for the large one, and then the large ones will trigger a small one when they crit for even more boulders, and of course the large ones are required to even trigger that. And then in Earthquake, we have boulders from the Avalanche when the Earthquake aftershocks come out and hit stuff. So a lot of stuff there. I'm trying to stack attunement a bit since there's a ton of stuff scaling with that. We've got some extra lightning penetration, some stun avoidance, some mana regen, and some health regen, so survivability as well. And then next I wanted to grab this for some extra area and damage reduction, and the extra indirect Stormbolt double cast is kind of cool. I'm still pretty early into Monolith. I just hit them on this character like maybe an hour or so ago. Maybe even less than that, not really sure. Let's see, we got a boss here. Let me jump on top of him so that the spells will be more likely to land on him. And the sheer number of spells you can throw out when you channel Avalanche gets pretty hilarious. I've actually killed quite a few bosses without them even triggering extra ward phases, but I guess you sometimes get one shot as well. Probably should have cancelled that cast a little bit earlier, but oh well. Oh yeah, one other thing is that my avalanches trigger Upheaval, which will give me extra armor and endurance for attunement. But that one seems a little bit inconsistent right now, so if I can get that higher, then my survivability will be a lot better. I don't often have 3 stacks up from that, so don't have the full bonus there yet. You can also run Earthquake on the bar instead of Avalanche, and it makes it a lot easier to do AoE damage, I think, but the maximum single target damage you can do is a lot lower. The channeled Avalanche really deletes bosses if you can do that for a second or two. So toss out an Earthquake there, the Aftershock should trigger a bunch of stuff and bring my mana to almost 0 while killing them. But the Attunement gives me both mana and mana regen also, so it's pretty helpful with that. Gathering Storm has an okay mana recovery if you can use that a bunch as well. Oh, we have the boss something over here. There are a lot of random mechs right now. Yeah, Avalanche kills them almost instantly. Earthquake is a bit better for AoE, but a lot weaker for bosses, it feels like. Oh, we got an Avalanche level. Need one more point in this before I can grab the Gathering Storm stuff. But that should be a lot more uptime on the auto-casting stuff once I get that, I think. Do a quick avalanche channel to kill both of those guys. Shaman also has quite a few bonuses for having the totems out. A lot of passive stats, so you might want to be casting that on cooldown anyways. Go through long stretches of no mobs like that, then sometimes you can run out of the Gathering Storm stacks and you'll have to do a couple of them to get them back up. So let's see if I can just delete them with Avalanche here. What did I want next over here? I have the Autocast Maelstrom stuff, so that you can get extra crit on that and make it more consistent. I don't have a lot of crit on gear yet. I think I was doing the extra enemies hit by it, so that I'll have more enemies to crit, and then Maelstrom. I think I wanted the reduced stacks, since I don't keep that many stacks of it passively, it's just that, and the Gathering Storm. So if I have less stacks required for that, then this will autocast lightning stuff a bit quicker as well. Upheaval, I think I have all the useful stuff here. The earth armor and the increased area to make it more consistent. So I think I was just getting damage and stun chance there. Earthquake, either probably some extra duration or chance to double cast the aftershocks, I guess. I like grabbing the crafting materials on these, I think. There's a few after that one. Need a few Gathering Storm stacks going so that my minions can keep them up for me. Avalanche for a second and he should die from all the procs. To get the Gathering Storm back up. Yeah, and even like 1 second of Avalanche will sometimes drain around 300 mana if I get a lot of procs off of it. But it also does crazy damage when that happens. The Harbingers in the season have been pretty nice as well, since it seems like they have a guaranteed unique every time, and if you keep empowering them, then they become legendary with some presets on that, so I can empower this guy again. See if I can do a few seconds of Avalanche here and just blast him. And he's gone. Oh, that was the level actually I can TP out. So another level in area and survivability. Need a few more to get the mastery bonus there. Less damage taken while moving. Might be cool with some of the channeling stuff now. The bad thing is that using a set, you can't really use legendary items in those slots, so the maximum stats you can get is a lot lower, and also since one of them is a relic, a lot of important skill bonuses end up being on that slot. I think Avalanche is on that slot, so I can get it at most level 22 on it probably, when normally you can go 24 I think. Definitely use some more crit right now as well. I don't think it's even that high. But the Maelstrom stacks plus the Gathering Storm stuff is kind of carrying the proc chance. One other thing is that with Avalanche, it's actually more damage to channel and then do something else, while the Unyielding Storm is duplicating the channel a bit afterwards. So I can channel for like 2 or 3 seconds and then fill in with some Gathering Storms during that, while I get the free storm following me from that nose. So we got a little boss coming up here. Gonna try and get a ton of Gathering Storm stacks so that it'll be all ready to go for the boss.
The dawn of the black sun.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. The dodge roll's in the game now. Oops. Forgot about that. It was like, I didn't even have enough time to run out of that, but I still had my dodge roll there. I have pretty high movement speed, so I've just been dodging stuff by moving out of it mostly.
The dawn of the black sun.
Okay, so I can just dodge out of that one.
My shadow will cover this world once more.
That did a lot of damage considering it missed me there. Alright, that seems a little buggy right now. Let's just... Can I go to the next one yet? Just move on and go back for that later when I can actually tank the skills that one-shot me when they bug out, I guess. Gathering storm stacks going real quick. Bait out the attack, and then go for a little avalanche that's moving down. Let me do a quick vendor to clean this up a bit. Stormbreaker. I do have most things filtered out, so I'm not actually picking up that much currently. Attunement, aspect of the boar, totem armor. So yeah, once I get a bit more consistency and a bit more survivability on the build, I think it's going to be pretty sick. Just need to push it a little bit further, but it's got a decent start, I think. It's been pretty fun leveling it so far. And it's really satisfying whenever you vomit out a bunch of spells and just complete stuff like that. Although, if there are any bosses that have an avalanche effect as well, I don't know if you would be able to tell the difference between them. I know one of the Wingari bosses does have an avalanche that will basically one-shot you. So I think that guy's fully empowered now if I can find a spot where I'm not in that circle. Jesus, so many circles when I'm trying to loot. So this time he has a crappy belt. Don't think I care about turning that into a legendary. I hate that you can't go over such a tiny wall. That's pretty annoying, to be honest. But yeah, just a quick little overview for one of the characters I was messing around with, mostly off video, but was actually pretty fun. Really been enjoying last Epoch, and this is one of the cooler builds I've seen so far. Ow. But yeah, there's still a lot more you can min-max. I'm only level 64, just got to Monolith pretty recently. Still leveling up all of my skills, filling out the Shaman tree. I think there's a little bit more attunement-based stuff in Druid as well. Let's just strengthen attunement. That's not bad though, because the Shaman skills actually scale with both of those stats. Avalanche has just attunement, but Earthquake has attunement and strength scaling on it. And then strength gives you armor, so that's damage and survivability at the same time. Upheaval has both, but that's locked into melee, whereas the other stuff is converted into spells. Earthquake is converted into a spell up here. Also makes it have some lightning conversion for the attunement lightning penetration. That might be the only one that has both. That has strength on the melee portion, but that's not going to do a whole lot. So I guess mainly just Earthquake. Let's see, was there anything else? There's a few Stormbolt based nodes, which will make it a bit easier to get a lot of hits off. And then that will also make it easier to crit and trigger the Halvar set bonus. But I think I went over all of the main stuff here. Attunement scaling. When you have a totem out, you can get some extra armor and a lot of attack and cast speed with that node. That would be pretty nice for proccing stuff, but I don't think I have the points for that yet. Been getting all of the necessities first. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.